Hi everybody, I'm Scott from milevalue.com, and this video is a companion to my most popular post ever, free one-ways on United Awards. We're here on the United.com home screen, and I'm going to show you how to add a free one-way to a round-trip United Award online. You can also do it over the phone, but this is even easier. So on the home screen, we don't want to do a round trip, we don't want to do a one-way. A free one-way will entail an open jaw, so we need to click on multiple destinations. Takes you to a whole separate screen. Now, on this separate screen, there's going to be three legs. There's going to be the outbound of your main award, there's going to be the return on your main award, and there's going to be your free one-way. So we know there's going to be three segments, so we have to click add another flight to your trip. So now we have enough space to add all three. And you need to decide where your main award is going and where your free one-way is going to be. Free one-ways are only possible on United Awards to Hawaii or internationally, excluding Canada. So I'm going to do an award to Europe, and I'm going to have a free one-way to New York City. The free one-way can either be to your home airport before the main award or from your home airport after the main award. I'm going to have it after my main award. So I'm going to start by going to Europe. Next spring, there should be good availability, so it should be a good example. Los Angeles to Stockholm. And when you do a round trip United Award, you get 2 open jaws and 1 stopover. You need 1 stopover and 1 open jaw to construct a free one-way, but that still leaves you with 1 open jaw left. So you can do an open jaw on your main award, and I'll show you right here an example of that. I'm flying into Stockholm, but I'll return from Copenhagen. And LAX is my home airport, so that's why I'm choosing that. I'm just choosing Wednesdays for this example because they tend to have the best award availability, and I want this to be easy. And then my free one-way, I'll give an example of backtracking across the country. I'll go back to New York City. And the main award's in March, but I'll do this a month later. I'll do this in April. So now we've got all the legs typed in. Put in how many passengers there are right here. Ignore everything else until you get down to here and select award travel and hit search. So if you've never searched for United Awards online, they actually have, of all the US legacy carriers, the best online award booking engine. And when you search, you come up with these calendars at the top that show you the award availability every day. Calendars are sometimes wrong, but they're pretty helpful anyway. Yellow means there's only economy space that day. Blue means there's only premium cabin space that day. And green means there's both. And then you get down here, and the itineraries are ordered from shortest in total travel time, including layovers, to longest. But they start by showing you ones that only fly United. So these itineraries only feature United flights, and then they restart with partner flights. And you'll see here that the partner options are a lot better. The shortest one on all United flights is 23 hours because there's a 9-hour layover at Newark. But with partner flights, there's one that's under 14 hours, much more reasonable. So the awards, there's 3 columns: economy, business/business first/first, and first. So this long one here, business/business first/first, means that you're flying either in the best cabin on a 2-cabin plane, so on domestic flights you're flying first class, or if there's a 3-cabin plane, like a lot of international flights, you're flying in the second best cabin, the business cabin. And then first means you're flying in the best cabin on a 3-cabin flight. And then there's 2 sub-columns in each column. There's the Saver Award space and the Standard Award space. Saver Award will always have a blue button. Standard Award will have a yellow button. Saver Award's what we want. Standard Award is basically double price, and I would never book a Standard Award, except under extreme circumstances. And then one more thing to note, that United often has something like this that says mixed cabin. If you put your mouse over it, it tells you what cabin you're in for each flight. So for example, in this itinerary, LAX to Newark, a 5-hour flight, you're actually in economy because Saver First is sold out. And then Newark to Oslo, you're in business, but then Oslo to Stockholm, you're back in economy. So sometimes I choose mixed cabin. They charge you the full business price for them of 50,000 miles from North America to Europe. But sometimes it's okay if only a short flight's in economy and the main flight's in business. That itinerary I wouldn't want because there's 6 hours in coach. Or like here, it says mixed cabin, but really this is as first class as you can get. It's domestic first, and then it's first class on a 3 cabin flight, which United calls global first, and then it's business probably on what's only a 2 cabin flight for 2.5 hours from England to Stockholm. But I don't want any of those itineraries. I like this short one right here that's 13 hours 50 minutes. I'll select economy on the way there. Economy is 30,000, business is 50 each way. You'll notice if you are familiar with United Awards, usually right here it tells you how many miles you need and the dollars that the taxes and fees are. When you're doing multi-city, it does not show you that. You have to wait until the last screen, but I know the taxes and fees won't be too bad on this itinerary. So on the way back, we've got these options. This is a problem with doing multi-city. I think United.com is a little bit glitchy if you do multi-city. There are a ton more than just 2 options on this day. But I think because we're doing multi-city, we only see 2. If you want to see all the options, do each leg as a one-way search. You'll see all the options. You can select the best ones. And then when you do the multi-city search, if the one you want doesn't show up, you can just call United and book. It costs 25 bucks, but it's worth it if you get the best flights. So on the way back, I'm going to choose a business class itinerary. It's 50,000 miles instead of 30, but the free one-way at the end, LAX to JFK, is considered part of the return. So if I choose business here, I'll also get that in business class, which is great. And my 2 options here, this one's going to have higher taxes and fees because it flies through London, but it's on United business class, which is a fully flat bed. And this one's going to be a little cheaper because it flies through Frankfurt, but these guys have an angled lie-flat seat. So I will choose the shorter one and the flat bed. And finally we go to the last screen where we're going to pick our free one-way. Alright. Too early. Too late. Just right, Goldilocks. Business class again, because this is part of the return technically, and we chose business class for our return. And then sign in right here. And look at that. We got a free one-way. Remember that it's 30,000 in coach one-way and 50,000 in business one-way, so that's why it's 80,000 miles. $94 in taxes and fees, not too bad. You can click here if you want to see the breakdown. A lot of it's because we're flying through the UK, but I'd say it's worth it for the free one-way. I mean, I would say it's worth it for the flat business class seating. I mean, look how expensive this itinerary would be if we bought it. And then you can see it right here, exactly what we chose. Economy on the way there. Business on the way back. Fully flat. And then business on a free one-way from LAX to New York. Now, technically, our return goes Copenhagen, London, Los Angeles, New York, which is a very circuitous route between Copenhagen and New York. But it is a legal route, so that's why we're getting a free one-way here. And then if you wanted to actually book this, you would just click on reserve right here and type in your credit card info and you'd be all set. So I hope this video has shown you how to book a free one-way on United.com. And if you have any questions, contact me at milevalue@gmail.com or go to milevalue.com and leave a comment on one of the posts. I try to get to all those also.